In the 421st year of the Third Era, levitation was outlawed, forcing men and mare alike to once more walk the land as the vermin who scurried before them. But one man refused to accept this limitation. He set out to understand the lost ways of our ancestors, and through tireless research once more discovered the ancient art of climbing? Going up, and, wait for it, going down again? Look at that! Look at it! Ladders! EVG Animated Traversal is a mod that gives the player a lot of new ways to get around Skyrim. I mean, I'm not talking about fast travel, I'm talking about little things like climbing ladders, vaulting over walls, squeezing through spaces, climbing up onto ledges, that sort of thing. It adds custom animations that really feel quite seamless. They're very, very well done. And honestly, you'd be forgiven for thinking that these had been in the game since the start. The animations are third person, so even if you're playing first person, you will briefly transfer to third person for the animation. It's kind of like if you're riding your horse, you're playing first person, you will transition to third person and then transition back once you get off your horse. There are some minor clipping issues, although they're not that egregious, and to be honest, that is to be expected with a game like Skyrim, where, let's face it, you will occasionally clip into someone else's face. Now please note, this is a framework mod that is supposed to be used by other mod authors. It doesn't actually add any of the new terrain that can be vaulted or climbed into Skyrim by default. However, it does come with an optional file that gives you a, shall we say, a test quest. It's more of a showcase for what the mod can do. It's relatively basic and it revolves around an orc that you discover, and basically he asks you to go and rescue his kitten. I'm not going to spoil it any more than that, but you have to travel around this place, under things, through things, and climb up things to rescue a kitten. It is quite tongue-in-cheek, obviously. It's quite short, it does not involve any combat, but it will give you a taste for what can be achieved with this framework. However, there are already 2 mods that add these features to vanilla locations around Skyrim. For example, Bleak Falls Traversal, which adds a number of these to Bleak Falls Barrows and really adds to that feeling of a ruined dungeon that you've got to sort of crawl around. And there's Maleficus's Traversal, my apologies if I'm saying that incorrectly, and this adds these traversal points all around the various cities and holds of Skyrim. And this one doesn't just add things that feel kind of cool, it adds things that could be, well, pretty useful, especially if you're playing a stealth character that wants to wander around unnoticed or get away in a hurry. And I can't help but feel this is just the tip of the iceberg. We're going to see a lot more mods adding these pretty much all over Skyrim. I'm really excited to see what can be done with this. I'm also excited to see what the mod author EVGAT will add to the mod. I'm wondering if we're going to see more animations, more possibilities, perhaps things like hiding under a bed or in a cupboard, that sort of thing. I mean, the possibilities keep springing to mind, and I'm just going to be keeping my eyes on this mod and any mods that use it. This is a brilliant mod that really does open up the possibilities for other mod makers to add a lot of unique little things to their dungeons, to their houses, buildings, to their quests. Things that will make the game feel more interactive, but also give other options, other solutions to problems, ways to get to a target, etc. Now this mod does require a few other mods to work. One of those mods is Nemesis, and I do know some people are a little nervous about using such tools, so I'm thinking about making an installation video for Nemesis and this mod EVG, and if you want to join me for that video, you are more than welcome. I look forward to seeing you guys there or on any of my other videos if you care to join me, and until then, remember as always, have fun.